go! Woo! Woo! Yeah! Woo! Football time! Set the tone. Kyle, tie your shoes, tie your shoes. Yeah, good job. Woo! Yeah!
Grab a Pepsi Wild Cherry and get wild.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful new Chevrolet Silverado 4-wheel drive crew cabs, discounted up to $13,750 off. Chevy Equinox with discounts up to $6,000 off. And listen to this, 2024 Chevy Blazer EV, as low as $295 a month. Brand new Chevy Blazer EV, 24 months lease, just $295 a month.
Get ready to smile.
And welcome back to the Calvary Coaches Show here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We are presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC and Pepsi. Let's bring him on. He is one of the cross-country coaches for the Calvary Christian Knights. It's Coach Jeremy Hale. Coach, great having you on the Calvary Coaches Show. You co-coach with Coach Susie Dunn. Just talk about the season, how it's going, and just talk a little bit about your coaching background and what led you to coach cross country at Calvary.
Thank you for having me. Kind of starting with kind of my background, what brought me to cross country. I've been at Calvary as a teacher or a coach for about, this is my 17th school year, and 16 of those years I've coached something one way or another, starting with my first about 10 years was with the girls basketball program, middle school and high school, and growing family. So I kind of took that 1 year off, and then that 1 year stepping away from basketball, Susie kind of started reeling me into kind of what she had started as new. And I started just showing up to practice because I had started just getting back in shape myself, and started with running, always been an athlete. And even though I wasn't a runner, I kind of believed in the conditioning part of sports. So did that one year away from coaching where I kind of just volunteered with Susie, and 8 years ago, and we've kind of been rolling with it ever since. Started on the official coaching staff that very next year with, me and Susie only had, I think we didn't even fill up a minibus that first year. And now 8 years later, as of today at practice, we were just shy of 50 at practice today, from seniors all the way down to kind of jumping into the junior program this year, having them all the way down to fourth grade. So kind of feeding that program, getting everything rolling for the future.
Well, that is incredible. You had a couple of invitationals so far to start the season. Just talk about that preparation, getting ready for invitationals. What are some of the workouts that the team does? What are some of the paths that we're familiar with, or where does the team go out and run as they get prepared for upcoming invitationals?
Oh gosh, since the season starts so quick in the school year, the real preparation is really summer preparation. So we had a schedule throughout the summer during the voluntary workouts, meeting at just about every park in Columbus. We spent weeks at Cooper Creek Park training there, at Ellerslie Park up in Harris County. If there's a public park, just to keep the kids kind of engaged so they're not so bored with always being on campus and stuff like that. We've trained here, there, and everywhere, and kind of vary the workouts because we practice every day and have the meet one day. So today, we just got home from practice probably 10 minutes before we got on this call, and today's a hard day. It was an interval day, so nice and hot, and we were on campus at this time of the year, and you'll have those long days of running, the hill days, and then we start prepping for the Saturday races. Had the 2 races so far. The middle school groups had 1. The high schools had 2. Started 2 weeks ago, and had a real successful run out at Sherwood Christian in Albany, Georgia, and we had somebody place in every one of the races. Was a real good, successful weekend. Had one of our high school boys in the top 5. One of our high school girls, Noah Griffith, won the girls' race over at Sherwood. So it was a real successful week, and the teams maybe not as high as we would like, but we were in the top 3 to 4 at a meet that size, so we can't be too disappointed. And then this last weekend, we were at Strong Rock Christian up in where is the Locust Grove, kind of scouting out that course because that'll be our region competition course, and it was a huge event, real fast race, and seems like every kid did a little bit faster, so we were kind of pleased with week 2 of our season.
So running cross country in the GIAA, do you have any meets with Brookstone and Pacelli? Is there a possible invitational that'll be right here in Columbus, since we do have 3 schools that are in the GIAA?
In Columbus, they'll probably be the one. Brookstone is hosting a race this year, but it's within 5 days of the regional competition, so we didn't really want to stack races that close in the end of the season. So not quite sure in the regular season if we're going to stack up against them, but they're really the ones that we've started lining up the times, because all these courses, we're familiar with a lot of courses after 8 years. We try through to the season. In each season, try something new every year, and so keeping an eye on times. It's kind of a unique sport because, like, as a basketball coach, it was all about head-to-head, what Calvary does against Brookstone or Pacelli doesn't always line up, but in cross country, it's all about that timer. So the timer is the same no matter if we're at the same race or a different race. So it's a little bit easier to kind of size up the competition as we move throughout the season.
Coach, how has the transition been into the GIAA?
Really, for our sport, it's really simple because the rules stay about the same. The meets, not really having a adjustment to because there's really not a regular season schedule. You schedule your own races, and that everything's building to that region and state competition. So for us in the cross country program, really not that big a transition. The competition level, and GAPS did a good job. The cross country programs in the GAPS division, especially that Division 1 that we ran in, was extremely competitive. So the competition level that we see isn't it's a little bit deeper in the schools that are good, but the top end competition we're seeing what we're used to.
And Coach, what is it like working under AD Coach Steve Smith? I mean, what are some of the tools and resources and advice that he has given you, since you have co-coached with Coach Susie Dunn and getting ready for this upcoming season?
That's one of those things with Steve that it's been nice and easy because it's working under him the last couple of years. It's unique for me because I've had that relationship with Steve for at Calvary a long time at this point, both as I've taught all of his kids. So building that relationship, so working under Steve has been real. It's been a smooth transition moving under him, and everybody that knows Steve knows it's all about hard work. So and that's what our sport's all about.
Coach, my final question to you is, what are some encouraging words to get Calvary students that want to come out and run cross country? I know that it's a fall sport. I mean, you have multiple sports going on. Now you have softball in the fall. So you got softball and you got football and volleyball. But I know that cross country is a fall sport. I know a lot of track and field runners are in the spring. But what are some encouraging words to try to get people to come out and run cross country in the fall?
It's one of those things that me and Susie have been preaching for a long time. Finally have a few of our soccer players that are starting to buy in, basketball players getting ready for season. So it's one of those sports that it's an individual sport, but also a team sport. So me and Susie have always preached having that multi-sport athlete. And we have runners that are just runners, but if you're a basketball player, it's one of those things that running cross country will definitely make you a better basketball player, a better soccer player. So anything that's off season, it's something that'll build toward the success that you want in whatever your number one is. Then we have those runners. Cross country is really a unique experience coming from the team sports world that sometimes negativity can be in the forefront. Is one of the most positive experiences that we've ever had. Every parent that's new to it, it's the meets and just the kind of the family atmosphere that not just our program, but just the sport in general kind of fosters is something that's just positive for kids, whether it be that ball player or just the one that just needs to be involved in something, and then getting that oomph to be something better. And we've had those that join just to be part of a team, and now it's something that they're taking serious, and now they think of themselves as runners. So it's always one of those things that you never know until you try it, and hard things make you better. And cross country is something that's hard, but it always makes somebody better at the end.
Definitely a cardio workout, helping the athletes for the other sports in the spring and in the winter as well. Coach, I really appreciate you taking time out of your schedule, being a part of the Calvary Coaches Show, and wish you the best of luck at the next upcoming invitationals. And I know that Calvary is going to do well. And thank you so much once again.
All right. Thank you much.
All right, that is the co-coach of the cross-country team, Coach Jeremy Hale, as he co-coaches along with Coach Susie Dunn, as they've already had 2 invitationals so far. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we got more coaches here on the Calvary Coaches Show. We'll be right back after this.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful new Chevrolet Silverado 4-wheel drive crew cabs, discounted up to $13,750 off. Chevy Equinox with discounts up to $6,000 off. And listen to this, 2024 Chevy Blazer EV, as low as $295 a month. Brand new Chevy Blazer EV, 24 months lease, just $295 a month.
Get ready to smile.